Two of South Asia's nations, Pakistan and Bangladesh, stand accused of failing their women and children. At a side event during the 60th session of the United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva, global voices called for urgent action to end systemic abuses, forced disappearances, and repression targeting vulnerable groups. Rights activists and parliamentarians warn that without international accountability, women and children will continue to pay the price of state neglect and rising extremism.
The event, organized by International Support for Human Rights in collaboration with Italia Cambia, gathered members of the European Parliament, Norwegian political leaders, Italian human rights advocates, and global senators. Their concern was unified. Pakistan and Bangladesh are turning into dangerous landscapes for women, children, and minority communities. Speakers highlighted a string of shocking incidents. In Pakistan, forced conversions of Hindu and Christian girls continue unabated, with recent reports from Sindh and Punjab showing teenage girls abducted, married off, and silenced by clerics. In Balochistan, women have been subjected to abductions and torture during military crackdowns with no accountability for Pakistan's security forces. Meanwhile, in Bangladesh, extremist attacks on Hindu temples, harassment of Christian minorities, and sexual violence against women have intensified, all against the backdrop of political upheaval under the caretaker government. Norwegian leader Erik Selle, who spent part of his life in Bangladesh, expressed heartbreak at the country's decline.
I'm really devastated. My heart is broken of what has been happening the last year. There's also a geopolitical aspect to what happened in Bangladesh to have the caretaker government now. But my plea to Mohammed Yunus, the caretaker prime minister, is to get control of this country and take care of these extremists. Because the Bengali people is a beautiful people and they can live in peace. But you see all around the world, when extremists get ground, evil prevails.
Selle went further, pointing to the dual crisis across the region. In Bangladesh, he said, Hindus and Christians live in constant fear of violence.
And Hindus are targeted especially now, and also Christians, but mostly in Bangladesh, the big part has been targeted of Hinduism. And this goes back even to the War of Independence in Bangladesh, where the Pakistani army deliberated attacked Hindus. And that is something that has to be, it's not easy, but someone has to speak out and say it's 2025. The world is small. We cannot let extremists take over this world.
And in Pakistan, especially in conflict-ridden Balochistan, women continue to face systemic oppression from enforced disappearances to sexual exploitation, while the United Nations remains largely silent. Echoing those concerns, Anna Maria Cecint, member of the European Parliament, underlined that even migrant women from Pakistan and Bangladesh face repression abroad.
The situation of women and young girls is very, very difficult. I was the mayor of my city, and in my city there are many people come from Bangladesh and Pakistan, 8,000 people, and the people that work, the men that work are 1,700, and the women can't work. The situation of these women are of repression situation. They get around the city with the burqa, and the young girl go to the school often with the burqa. It is impossible to accept this situation, and Islamic ideology is a very problem for Italy and for Europe.
The Geneva gathering emphasized that empowering women is not only a human rights obligation but also a developmental necessity. Yet in both Pakistan and Bangladesh, extremist groups and state systems are crushing those opportunities. Just last year, cases of child marriage in Bangladesh surged amid political instability, while in Pakistan, UN reports documented over 1,000 forced conversions of minority girls annually. The side event ended with a unanimous call to action. The international community must increase pressure on Islamabad and Dhaka. Rights defenders warned that unless the United Nations, the European Union and global watchdogs step up accountability, Pakistan and Bangladesh will continue down a path of impunity, leaving women, children and minorities trapped in a cycle of abuse, violence and neglect.